Okay, so we're now on practice test 2, section 1. If m equals 6, then expression m squared over 3 minus 4m is equal to. Can you solve this? You just plug in the value of m to the expression. Plug in 6 squared minus 4 times 6 plus 10. What is this? Where did you get negative 12? 36 over 3 minus 24 plus 10. This is 12 minus 24 plus 10. So it's negative 12 plus 10. Yeah, you didn't see it. It's here. So it's negative 2. Letter B. This one. Okay. Yeah, be careful with that. Number 2. Which of the following is the midpoint of a line with endpoints negative 2, negative 8, and 8, 0? Now, you still remember the midpoint? Okay, midpoint formula. Okay, that's right. And then y1 plus y2, the average of the x and y coordinates. So x1 negative 2 plus 8 over 2. Then y1 negative 8 plus 0 over 2. This is 6 over 2, negative 8 over 2. So what is this? 3, negative 4. So this is now the midpoint. Which letter is that? 3, negative 4. So that is letter B. Okay, then number 3. If 4x plus 5 is equals 15, then 10x plus 5 is equal to. Okay. How are we gonna solve this? Oh, you solve for x, or you solve for x first. 4x plus 5 equals 15. Then we subtract 5 from both sides, so we have 4x equals 10, right? Divide by 4. 10 over 4. That is 2.5. So x is 2.5, and then you plug in to 10x plus 5. So this is 10 times 2.5 plus 5. What is that? 10 times 2.5 plus 5. This is 25 plus 5, so this is 30. The answer here is letter E. Alright. For number 4, a music store offers customized guitars. A buyer has 4 choices for the neck of the guitar, 2 choices for the body of the guitar. Hold on. 4 choices for the neck, 2 choices for the body, 6 choices for the color. The music store offers blank. So we need to find the total number of different guitars that are offered here. And then we multiply the number of the choices, neck choices, body choices, and color choices. So we just multiply this. 4 times 2 times 6. Okay, so therefore there are 4 times 2, 8. 8 times 6, that is 48. So there are 48 different guitars, right, to choose from. The answer here is letter E. No questions on this? Number 5. Which of the following is the set of positive factors of 12, positive, that are not multiples of 2? So what are the set of positive factors for 12? We have 1, because 12 is divisible by 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Right? All of the even numbers here, they are all multiples of 2. But the question is, which are not multiples of 2? So the only numbers here, factors, that are not multiples of 2 are 1 and 3. Right? So the answer is 1, 3. Okay. No questions for questions, problems 1 to 5. Okay, we move to number 6. Okay, number 6. The graph of f of x is shown above. How many values can be found for f of 3? F of 3 when x is equal to 3 here. You take note here that the question asks you for the number of values of f of 3. What is the value of y when x is equal to 3? So if we're going to draw a line here and passes, if the line x equals 3 is drawn on the graph, then it only passes through one point, or it passes through only one point. So that means there's only one value for f of 3. Okay, we are asked for how many values. The answer here is letter B. Then for number 7, the expression x squared plus 5x over x cubed minus 25x can be reduced to. Okay, do you know how to solve this? We have, you simplify. It says reduced. So you can factor x here. This would become x plus 5. And factor x here. This would become x squared minus 25. Right? Then, okay. Then this cancels out. And then you have x plus 5 over x squared minus 25. But we don't have that in our choices, so that means we need to simplify x squared minus 25 further. The x squared minus 25 can be written as, can be factored as x plus 5, x minus 5. Then x plus 5 here cancels out, so we're left with 1 over x minus 5. Do we have that in the choices? It's a letter D. Okay, no question. Number 7. Number 8. Which of the following is the vertex of the parabola? Which is the graph? Which of the following is the vertex of the parabola? Which is the graph of the equation? Okay, so the vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. hk here is the vertex. Okay, from the equation here, given equation, the vertex h is negative. Okay, h is negative 1 and k is equal to 2. Therefore, the vertex is negative 1, 2. So you just take note of this. This is the vertex form. So it's -1, 2, letter C. Okay, no questions. Okay, we move on to the next set of problems. Can you go to the next page? Right, for number 9. A times B over C is equivalent to. I think this is A to the B over C. So this is A to the B over C. Okay. It's not A times B over C. The denominator, take note, the denominator of the exponent is the root. So this is the C root of A to the B. So where is that? It's letter A. Okay, then for number 10. Okay, it's logical reasoning. If the statement no penguins live at the North Pole is true, which of the following statements must also be true? So no penguins at the North Pole. All penguins live at the South Pole? No. It doesn't mean that if there's no penguins live at the North Pole, then all of them live at the South Pole. If Flipper is not a penguin, then he lives at the North. No. If Flipper is not a penguin, he does not live at the North Pole. Okay. Okay, not this one, not this one, not this one. If Flipper does not live at the North Pole, then he is a penguin. If Flipper lives at the North Pole, then he is not a penguin. So which one here? No penguins live at the North Pole, so anything that lives at the North Pole must not be a penguin, right? So that means the answer here should be letter E. Letter E makes sense. If Flipper lives at the North Pole, then he is not a penguin. Because for letter D, if Flipper does not live at the North Pole, then he is not a penguin. He is a penguin. No, it's not like true to everything, not true to all things. So it's not D. It should be letter E. If P is less than 0 and Q is greater than 0, this is negative, this is positive, and R is greater than P, then which of the following must be true? Okay, since P is less than 0 but Q is greater than 0, that means P is less than Q, right? Since P is less than Q, then P plus any value will be less than Q, whatever value that is. Okay, P plus any value is must be less than Q plus any value. So we're given here R greater than P. If we're gonna add R here to P and Q, that would mean P plus R is less than Q plus R. Which of the following must be true? P plus R is greater than 0 cannot be, because this is less than less than 0. Then r to the p, r to the q. P is negative. Okay, this is not true. P times r, r times q. Well, we don't know r here. It can be even if p is negative, and r can also be negative, so it doesn't mean that it's always less than. So this is not true. R plus q is greater than q. Not necessarily. What if r is 0? So the answer here should be letter E from this one. All right. You got that? Okay. Then we go to number 12. Okay, number 12. The pie chart above shows the distribution of video rentals from Owl's Video Vault for a single night. If 250 videos were rented that night, how many more action movies were rented than horror movies? Okay, let's take a look. 22% of the movies rented were action movies. Okay, and there's a total of 250 videos, so we can multiply that by 22%. So there are 55 action movies. And then it says here horror, how many more action movies were rented than horror movies? For horror movies, we have 12%, this one. So 12% of 250, that is 0.12 times 250. So 30 horror movies. And now we need to subtract them because we are asked for how many more action movies. So this is 55 minus 30, which is 25. So 25 more action movies. The answer here is letter D. Okay, for number 13, geometry. If the circumference of the circle in the diagram above is 20 pi, what is the area of triangle ABC? Okay, so we're given the circumference is 20 pi, and we know that the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. And r here is the radius. Done. Take note that the base of triangle ABC, the base is the diameter of the circle. Okay, this one is the diameter of the circle, which is twice the radius. So BC here is the diameter, equals the diameter of the circle. We need to find the radius first. So we're given the circumference 20 pi equals 2 pi r. And we divide both sides by 2 pi. The radius here is equal to 10. So that means this one is 10, this one is 10. So BC is equal to 20. Now the base of the triangle is equal to 20. And we're given here that the height is 8 units, and now we can find the area. We are asked for the area of triangle ABC. So area of triangle ABC is 1/2 base times height. That is the formula in solving for the area of the triangle. So we just plug in everything. 1/2 times the base, which is 20, times the height, which is 8. 20 over 2 is 10. 10 times 8 is 80. So this is 80 square units. Okay, the answer here is letter B. Okay, no questions on this. We move on to the next problems. Can you go to the next page of the live board? Okay, number 14. The area of an isosceles right triangle is 18 square centimeters. What is the length of the hypotenuse of the triangle? Take note, the area is 1/2 base times height. Okay, and B here is the base of the triangle, H is the height. Let's say this is our triangle, isosceles triangle. It says isosceles right. So we have a 90 degrees. One of the angles is 90 degrees. Isosceles meaning the two sides are congruent. We need to find the length of the hypotenuse. This is like a 45-45. We're given the area. Hold on. That means here the base is equal to the height, right? We're given the area is 18 square centimeters. We just plug in that there, equals 1/2. So base is just equal to height. You can just replace b times height as b squared because they're just equivalent. Then we multiply both sides by 2. So we have 18 times 2 equals b squared. So 18 times 2 is 36. We get the square root of both sides. So b is equal to 6. So that is the base. Now we need to find the hypotenuse. We can use Pythagorean theorem. Yeah. So the legs of the isosceles triangle here, each of the legs is equal to 6 centimeters. We can find the hypotenuse. This one, let's say the hypotenuse is x, so that is x squared equals 6 squared plus 6 squared. So x is just equal to the square root of 72. And 72 is 36 times 2, so that is 6 square root of 2 centimeters. Okay, so the answer here is letter B. Do you have questions on this? All right, so we move on to number 15. If 43 over 3x is greater than a, or a is less than 43 over 3x and less than b, and a is equal to 4 and b equals 8, which of the following could be true? Okay, so let's plug in the values. A equals 4, so this would become 4 less than 43 over 3x, less than b, which is 8. Yeah. We solve for, okay, hold on, let's take a look at the choices here. So the first choice is x less than a, second x greater than b, x is between a and b, and x is between 4 and 8, or none of the above. All right, so if a is equal to 4 here, we're going to okay, take note, if a is equal to 4, because we're given 4 here, then x, the value of x could be less than a, right? Or we can just do trial and error here, or we solve for x. So that is 4.78. But a is equal to 4. Hold on, I think this doesn't make sense. Okay. Which of the following could be true? So if a is equal to 4, so x could be less than a, but how about b? B. It should be less than b too, right? If x is less than a, then it automatically means that x is less than b. So letter B is not true. This one, x is greater than a, so this is not. This one, x is greater than 4, is not. It should be less than 4. Okay, so I think the answer is letter A. But this is not true for all values of x and y. Okay, so x should be x less than a could also be true. Then number 16. The length of a rectangle is, okay, this one. Let me draw a rectangle here. Say this is the length and the width. The length is 1 greater than 3 times. So 3 times the width, 1 greater. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 26 feet, what is the area? Okay, can you solve for this one? You get the width first because you're given the perimeter, which is 26 feet, and then you find the area from there. You find the width first. We're given the perimeter. Perimeter of a rectangle is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, right? And we're given that the length is 1 greater than 3 times the width, so we plug in that here. 2 times 3w plus 1 plus 2 times the width. But we're given that the perimeter of the rectangle is 26 feet. So we plug in 26 here. And we simplify. So this is 6w plus 2 plus 2w. We group like terms. 26 minus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. So this is 24. Therefore, the width is 24 divided by 8 is 3, right? And now to solve for the area of the rectangle, that is length times width. We have the length. The length is 3 times the width plus 1. So this is 3 times 3 plus 1. This is 9 plus 1, which is 10. Okay, therefore, the area is 10 times the width, which is 3. Area is 30 square feet. The answer here is letter C. Okay, did you get that? Then for number 17, based on the diagram above, which of the following is true? Okay, the first one, I is equal to E plus F. Yeah, that one is correct. The exterior angle is equal to, the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two interior angles of the triangle. So that one is correct. This should be the answer. You can check the rest of the choices. G plus I, that is 180, equals H plus E. We don't know E. So this cannot be true unless it is H plus F. Then E plus I is equal to E plus H. We don't know that. We're not given the given values. Then E plus G plus I is 180. We don't know that either. Then E plus F plus G plus I is 180. Okay. We don't know that. All right, so the only answer here is letter A. No questions? Okay, for number 18. We're so fast. Am I too fast? Okay, number 18. Which of the following is an irrational number? So what is an irrational number? Any idea? Irrational means a number that cannot be expressed as repeating or terminating decimal. Right? Not repeating? Okay, let's take a look at the choices here. So we have square root of 4 over 9. This is 2 over 3, right? 2 over 3 is, what's that? This is 1 over 4 cubed, or 1 over, what is 4 cubed? 2 over 3 is repeating, 0.6667. This one is repeating, 66667. And then 4 cubed, this is 1 over 64, which is 0.015625. It says it cannot be expressed as repeating or terminating decimal. This one is terminating, it ends at 5. This one is negative 9. How about this one? Square root of 72 over 200. What is square root of 72 over 200? Okay. Divide square root of 200. This is 0.6. This one, this is square root of 32 squared times square root of 32. So this is 32 square root of 32. Square root of 32 times 32. Hold on. Okay, this can be written as 32 can be written as 16 times 2. So this is 32 times 4 square root of 2. This is 128 square root of 2. Square root of 2. Square root of 2 here is 1.1414 and so on. So square root of 2 here cannot be expressed as repeating or terminating decimal. So that means the answer here is letter E. You got that? Okay. And then for number 19, in the diagram above, the length of a side of square ABCD is 4 units. Okay. what is the area of the shaded region? So the area of the square is this equal to the square of the side. Yeah, and we're given here the length, which is 4. So this is 4 squared, which is 16 square units. And we know that the area of the circle is pi r squared, where r here is the radius. Okay, so from here to here, that is the diameter of the circle, which is also 4 units. And the diameter of the circle is twice the radius. Therefore, the radius of the circle is 2 units. This one is 2. So this is pi times 2 squared. So this is just 4 pi. So that's the area of the circle. Now we're asked for the area of the shaded region. The shaded region here is just 1/4, equal to 1/4 of the difference between the area of the square minus the area of the circle. So area of the shaded region is just 1/4 of the area of the square minus area of the circle. So that is 16 minus 4 pi. So 16 times 1/4 is 16 divided by 4 is 4. Then negative 4 times 1/4, that is negative pi. So this is now the area of the shaded region. Okay, did you get that? No questions? And the last problem for practice test 2, section 1. The value of D is increased by 50%, then decreased by 50%. Compared to its original value, the value of D is now, all right, how are we going to solve this? So to increase the value of D, that is, okay, let's say the original value of D is 1, or D, plus 50% of D. So this is 1.5D. And to decrease, D minus 0.5D. That is 1 minus 0.5. That is, hold on, I think the value of D is increased by 50%. Okay, so this is the increased value, and this value is decreased by 50%. So that is 1.5D minus 50% of D. What is that? 1 minus, no, 0.5 of, hold on, 0.5 of this one, 1.5. Okay, hold on, decrease by, so 1.5D times 0.5. So this is now the decrease, 0.75D. And now let's compare this one to its original value. So compared to its original value, which is the D, so D is now 75% of what it was. Okay, therefore the value is 25%, right? So 25% smaller. So the answer here is letter A. So let's continue this on our next lesson. Okay, yeah, you just have to take note all of these problems, all right?